in your personal opinion, what are like 2 or 3 desirable areas in Pattaya that you think people who want to live out here should look into?
Well, on top of the list for me, it's what people call here the dark side of Pattaya. It sounds very dodgy and it sounds very dark side, but it's actually the area in East Pattaya where residents of Pattaya city live, and that's a working community. So why do they call it dark side? It's actually very simple. These people, they wake up early morning to go to work, and that means they sleep early at night. So around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock the lights go out, and that's why they call it the dark side. If you take a simple bird's eye view on Google Maps, you can actually zoom into Pattaya city. And then you can see a big difference between the east side of Pattaya, which are all rooftops and bungalows and villas and whatnot, compared to the other side, which is the commercial side of Pattaya city, where you have the infrastructure clearly of hotels, restaurants, shopping malls, etc., etc. So for me, top of the list is the dark side of Pattaya. Now, why is it on the top of my list? Because there's no congestion of traffic, it's always an easy flow. Everything on the east side in Pattaya is available, so you got your local markets, you got your local shopping, there's taxi service, etc., etc. Close to the motorway, so you're easy to commute if you want to go to Bangkok, or if you have kids at school at the Regent or the rugby school or whatever. So for me it's kind of ideal. It's very private, it's quiet, it's very safe, and so number 1, East Pattaya, the dark side of Pattaya city. Number 2, I think number 2 would probably be Pratamnak Hill. Pratamnak Hill is connected, actually it's a sort of peninsula, the center between Pattaya city and Jomtien. And this peninsula is on a hill, that's why it's called Pattaya or Pratamnak Hill. And part of Pratamnak Hill is called Cozy Beach. I like that area. Why? Because the roads are clean, wide. Why are the roads clean and wide? Well, because of somebody of the royal family has a residence there, so it's for safety concerns, etc., etc. But what makes Pratamnak interesting, I think since the couple of maybe last 10 years, Pratamnak and especially Cozy Beach has become very trendy. Why did it become trendy? Because there's a pure beachfront, which is kind of on a cliff with beautiful views over Koh Lan Island, and restaurants started to pop up in that specific area. It's a long strip with a total of 6 or 7 different restaurants, real trendy places. To call a few, you got Lunar, you got Sky Gallery, Chocolate Factory, Oxygen, etc., etc. So, and all of these places are lovely. And especially for the trendy kids nowadays, because those are the selfie moments that they can share on TikTok, they can share on their Facebook. So it's always busy there. You see a lot of cars from Bangkok, and it really became a destination in Pattaya. So that's probably spot number 2 that I would recommend at least to visit if you come to Pattaya. Now, where is number 3? I'm not really into central Pattaya because I think it's quite busy and
this area is pretty nice, the Jomtien area.
Yeah, this area where my office is quite nice. We are here located in Jomtien on walking distance to the beach. It's kind of laid back atmosphere if you compare to Pattaya city. So I kind of like this Jomtien area. The reason why I'm not immediately say, oh, this is my number 3 spot, because I'm not a beach person. But I reckon that most of you guys are, in favor of going to the beach every now and then. I'm a little bit picky. I don't want the sand in my toes and socks and underwear and whatnot. So I'm not a beach person, but I guess that most people actually also like the Jomtien area. It has a long beach road, I think in total 6 or 7 kilometers. And there's, nice little restaurants along the beach road. The beach itself has vendors on it and places where you can relax under an umbrella or a palm tree, and you know, all the services that you want. If you want to have a cold drink or something to eat, you know, people are more than happy to get it for you and to bring it to you. So yeah, that's quite nice, especially if you're a family with kids. Kids always love the beach. So yeah, I guess that's number 3 then.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Jomtien because I like being right next to the ocean.
Okay.
And I remember when I was back in Florida, if you want a nice place next to the ocean, I mean, it's going to cost you a small fortune.
Sure.
But that's one thing about Thailand is it's almost I wouldn't say quite guaranteed, but a very high likelihood that you're going to get an ocean view, you know? But when you're looking at America, I mean, if you want an ocean view, you're going to be paying.
You have to pay for it.
Paying a lot of this.
Sure, yes.
But that's one thing I love about Pattaya is you can live pretty good for a pretty reasonable amount.